The next story we're going to read is The Land of the Dead. Directions. So as you're reading this, I'd like for you to focus on mood. So we're going to look at words with connotation that lends itself to the mood of this story. You're going to go ahead and highlight the words that enhance the atmosphere and add feeling to the text. After you highlight those words, you're going to use the comments feature to explain the connotation of the words you highlighted. So remember, the word connotation means words that have a hidden or underlying meaning in addition to its literal definition. So let's go ahead and start reading this together and see if we can go ahead and identify some words with connotation that enhance the atmosphere and add feeling to the text. The Land of the Dead, Book 11. In the Land of the Dead, Odysseus seeks to learn of his destiny. The source of information is Tiresias, the famous blind prophet from the city of Thebes. The prophet's lack of external sight suggests the presence of true insight. Circe has told Odysseus exactly what rites he must perform to bring Tiresias up from the dead. Odysseus continues his story. We beached our ship, drove out the sheep, and went to seek the stream of ocean where the goddess Circe had told us we must go. Eurylochus and Perimedes made the sacrifice. I drew my sword and dug a hole, a fathom widthways and lengthways, and I poured libations for all the dead. First honey mixed, sweet wine, and lastly water. On the top I sprinkled barley and made a solemn vow that if I reached my homeland, I would sacrifice my best young heifer still uncalved and pile the altar high with offerings for the dead. So even in those first two stanzas, I can identify some words that lend itself to the mood of this piece. So taking a look at the second stanza here, for example, the words solemn vow. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. I'm just going to choose a random color, so let's just choose yellow. But then I'm going to go ahead and you see when you highlight the word, this little plus sign pops up. I'm sure most of you guys already know how to do this, but if you didn't, you're just going to add a comment and explain how solemn vow adds to the mood of this piece. So you would put something maybe like the word solemn makes this situation sound serious. And the word vow also reiterates the seriousness of this situation. And then you would hit the post comment button. Another piece of diction or detail that we can highlight here would be the detail of offerings for the dead. So go ahead and highlight that. And then explain how this contributes to the overall mood here. Okay, so you're going to do that for the remainder of the story. And then for the activity, you're simply going to do a short writing, practicing mood, creating mood by using diction and detail. So an example is already given to you. First of all, let me step back. Here are some mood words that you can choose from to try to achieve a specific mood. So the sample here is the mood I want to create is a scared mood. So what we did here is we simply filled in the blanks, choosing diction or detail that match the mood of being scared. So it says here, I slowly crept up the stairs and the wooden boards creaked under my feet. When I reached the top, I heard an unfamiliar sound coming from my room. I cautiously walked to the entry of my door and peeked inside. I saw Pennywise the clown sitting on my bed. So now it's your turn to go ahead and rewrite this same story, but this time using a different mood. So you can choose any of these moods to emulate. Try not to use scared because that was already in the example. And you are merely just filling in the blanks like we did up here. So make sure you bold the words that you add to create your story. And there is no post reading for Land of the Dead. So what you do next is move on to the next story, which is the Sirens, Scylla, and Charybdis.